Good morning, guys. A quick update on how the market has responded. Let's go to the XY. All right, so for the XY, we're now having a pullback. I'm not yet convinced on this. I'm not sure we're ready to start going up yet because of this, right? However, because of this formation here, I think this candle is going to close. I mean, like this, right? The monthly candle was going to close something similar to this, but I'm not sure it will go above this candle. Not sure. There's nothing certain here at the moment, right? There's nothing certain at the moment, right? So we're looking at price potentially reacting off of this, right? But potentially reacting off of this. But for now, we're just going to continue following the bearish structure, right? Because I really want to see uh, a pullback to 50% of this range, right? And I'm not sure if we are going to get that now, right? I'm not certain of that. So I have to wait to see confirmation that, okay, now price is ready to move to the upside before I start I change my bias. So for now, I'm still short. Like we said, we could see a pullback into this other block and then price can continue lower. So for now, I would see how price reacts inside this other block. And let's see. I mean, if we trade above this high, like this, right? If we trade above this high here, that would be a change in state of delivery, right? I would be waiting to see how price reacts on the pullback, right? And then maybe look to sell uh, EU and the likes to the top. However, we're not in a rush, right? We're not in a rush. We're not in a rush. We just have to see what the market does. Okay. Next week we have um, okay. No major. Okay, so we have monetary policy statement. I'm going through the economic calendar, right? And okay, we have a few news items. Yeah, we have jobless claims. I mean, that's not a very big market mover anyway, but it could be used to inject liquidity into the market, right? So let's see. There are a couple of news items next week, macro data that might help swing price in our direction. So let's see how next week goes. But for now, we'll be looking to see how price reacts from here, right? If we get to get maybe a scalp from here. For this week, I've been on the sidelines for some time. I only got some trades on 2 days ago, right? Yeah, that was my only trade, the EU trade. Yeah, so for gold, um, my bias for gold is almost changing. When I say almost, I mean, but there's something I'm noticing, right? We're creating liquidity, right? no specific high is being swept, which to me is a sign. Liquidity is being built up here, right? It's being built up here. And I'm sure this will be taken at some point. But for now, I think we could look to take this low, right? We take this is invalidated for now. I mean, let's see if price reacts off of this, but it looks like it will fail. Let's see. Okay, okay. We're having a pullback on the dollar. Sorry. Silver has already taken the low. So let's see if we're going to get some sort of an SMT here, right? Because let's see if we're going to get some sort of SMT. Well, it's looking increasingly I mean, price is just choppy, 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 choppy price action, but then it's following a bearish structure, right? It's following a bearish structure. So let me take out all these lines from the chart, right? We're following a bearish structure at the moment, right? So if you notice, we had uh, price we had price but yeah. Okay, so if you notice, we had price, you know, trade up into this zone here, and ever since we had that push, we've been coming down. We created this other block here, right? Price traded back into it right here, and now we're coming back down, creating another other block, right? And now we're also trading into it, right? I think yes. So yeah, so traded into it, swept liquidity, came back down, right? And now we've broken below this again. So maybe we could see there's a point of interest here, right? We have this zone, we have this zone, and then this here, this fair value gap. We have right. So if we're going to see price react and then continue down, we could see something like this, and then to continue lower, right? So I'll be looking out for that as well. I'll be looking out for that as well. I'll be looking out for that as well. Uh, yeah, I'll be looking out for that. So for gold, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. If we get a pullback into the zone, I would definitely look for sell ideas, right? But I would make sure I get a signature price, right? And what's that signature I keep talking about? A sweep, pullback. Okay, okay. We could actually use this as liquidity sweep, right? Yeah, we could actually sweep this high into this order block, right? Because let's see if session liquidity. No, there are no session liquidities here, but yeah. Oh, we have the Asian highs, right? So we could just trade into this, trade into this, right? And then take it down. So let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how it goes. However, the full um is a low and the high, right? Low and the high. So this could be swept as well. Yeah. So let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how it goes. But for now, we could be anticipating another pullback of some sort, right? Okay. If I get a sweep here and then maybe a, a break. So let's say maybe I get something like this, right? Yeah, I could use target this Asia high, right? So let's say a new high is forming here. And then we use that high to break this low and then break above this high. I could look for a 1 minute entry here to target this high and maybe even this high as well, right? So that's one thing to look out for. But I mean, for gold, I'm not too fixated on gold at the moment. Yes. So for this, uh, like I said, it's same thing for EU and for DXY, right? We need to see how price reacts from this zone here, right? We need to see how price reacts here inside this zone. Let's see how price reacts here. So if price is going to continue buying, then I mean the likelihood of it continue buying from here is high, right? And we are now having price tag into this place. So we could see price come in here, right? Come in here. You have to wait for confirmation, please. You have to wait for confirmation. Come in here, give us, let's say, maybe a 15-minute confirmation or a 5-minute confirmation with a shift in a market structure shift. Then we can also look to trade higher because we have this liquidity point here. We also have this liquidity point there. So that's one thing. But again, I'm not really convinced, right? This is this low, right? Low to high to low to high, right? So we could get a deeper pullback as well. So that should be at the back of your mind. And for going to take back this high or even this high, right? So let's just see what price gives anyway. Don't be in a rush to take any trade. Yes, for this one, we also said we could wait for a pullback around here, right? Let's see if we can get a pullback around there. Yeah, remember what I said yesterday? If we get um, a trade from this angle coming down to this point, this is over 90 pips, right? We could have bagged a lot of uh, profit, right? A lot of profit, and then you just break even. I mean, if you're already in the trade here, right? If you're already in the trade here, just break even, just break even and secure some profits, right? Just break even. because price could, like I said earlier yesterday, price could come here and then come back to take you out, right? So this is I'm sorry, I think I'm coming down with a cold. So this is this could be a pullback, right? We are not yet bearish until we take out this low. We're not bearish until we take out this low. So it's good to have that at the back of your mind. Even if we're up, I say almost at a zone, right? A bullish other block. But like I said earlier, we also have another zone at the top. So this zone could be swept, right? So let's see. Let's see how it goes. For AU, it's the same thing. This pullback is not. I was thinking by now it would have dropped to this point to maybe continue higher, but it's a bit sluggish, right? That's because it's the pair is actually strong at the moment, right? Yes, the pair is actually strong at the moment. So where might be short term, right? So if you notice here, we have a daily fair value gap that I'm anticipating price to get to, right? So maybe we could see this price trade into this fair value gap and into this. This is the fair value gap I was calling yesterday, right? We trade into this fair value gap, right? And then price can, oh, right? Price can then use this to continue higher, right? So this is something to look out for. This is definitely something to look out for, right? So let's see how price reacts here. I'm going to set an alert here so that I'll be able to take advantage of this trade. So we're getting this tagged a lot. Sorry, excuse me. We're getting this tagged in London, right? Yeah, so let's see how price tags and then reacts from here, and we can take a trade here if possible. But for now, this pair I'm not convinced, right? I wanted to see same thing, pull back, but this fair value gap is far, 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 far. Okay, let's see. I doubt. If we're to continue higher, price should use this. I wouldn't want to see a deeper retracement into this zone. Price should rather use this fair value gap to continue higher. Or you could use, yeah, could use that fair value gap. So all this will be liquidity, right? So it comes to this point here, and it's basically the same. It's basically the same zone. It's basically the same zone, but at least we should get, uh, we could, we could get a 50% retracement, right? Yeah, so it sits just about the 50% rate, the 50% of this 4 hour leg, right? This internal structure, not the whole leg. This is the leg from here to here, right? We're still forming this. I don't know if we're going to take out this, but for now, this is the leg down and we're going up. So that's it for now. Still not decided on what I want to do long term, right? We're just waiting for price to give us um something. All right. Just waiting. And patience is one underrated skill you need to learn if you're going to become uh, a profitable forex trader. You need to have patience, right? You need to be patient. You don't need to just jump in, oh, because price is selling, and then you jump in to sell, oh, we're buying, and you just jump in to buy. No, you need to ask yourself, why are we buying? Why are we selling? Okay, where are we selling to? You know, and how are we going to get there? All these are questions you need to ask yourself. You need to have a context, the right context before you take any trade, right? And that's what this channel is for, right? That's what this channel is for, is to help you get um, the right context, right? Daily. So for now, we're just going to see if we're going to get a pullback and then continue higher to take these highs, right? Even if this is a risky trade, right? It's risky because we're counter trading. That's why I keep saying the overall trend is bearish. So we are not sure if this is the start of a new bearish trend or if we're still going to go higher. So you just need to make sure that you get your confirmation before. For AU, we also want to see it trade back into this daily fair value gap and then continue higher if it's going to continue higher, right? Where will it continue higher from? The daily fair value gap. Now, when you go to GU, if we're going to see price going higher, where do we anticipate price going higher from? There's a very tiny fair value gap here, which a very tiny fair value gap, but I think price we might trade it lower a bit. Let's see. Okay. I think we're getting a pullback. Remember, yes, we're getting a pullback. So we're getting a pullback. Let's see if we break above this. If we break above this, it means GU is going to become the weaker pair and EU will start flying, right? So we're still consolidating here. For EU, if we're going to see prices continue higher, then we need to see price react off of this daily fair value gap and then continue higher, right? We need to see price react off of this um, daily order block, right? Daily order block and then continue higher, or this um, gap, right, in price. So we either see this, we either get this or this, right, and then to continue higher. So for DXY, yes, we could also see price tagging this daily order block and then continue downwards, right? For gold, right now we're just trading off of this and we've created another order block. So we might see price go higher a bit and then continue lower. However, if we're able to trade above this high, right, then it means we could be ready to take price up and clear all this liquidity to the top, right? Yes, or not necessarily clear all, but then yeah. So that's what I'll be looking out for in price. So either we get a pullback into this zone and then continue lower, right? So yeah, so we get a pullback into this zone. And if we're going to um, capitalize on this pullback, we need to see things happening. I've even preferred price to maybe sweep this low to give me a much uh, better confidence in taking this trade up to the top. But if we don't get the sweep, I won't be entering the buys. I'll do it. I'll sit out the buys and then let's see how price will go. If we get a break above this high, then I mean we could then uh, see price reversing, right? This is the high. So Yeah, we could then see price reverse it. If we break above that high, we could then see price reversing to the top. So let's just watch to see what gold does. Let's just watch to see what gold does. Right. That's all for now, guys. Later. Bye.